So we have the standing prone flies, or the standing rear delt flies, depending on how you want to describe it. So during this movement, we want to pick your dumbbells up, feet shoulder width apart, hinge forward to a position where your lower back's not rounded, but you can round the upper back just to incorporate a little bit more of a stretch in the upper back, okay? And we want to move outwards into the fly, squeeze the shoulder blades together, outwards into the fly, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now, being in a standing position is so easy to butcher this movement through using the excessive momentum. So demonstration of that would be achieving that maximal stretch and just using the erectors to continue the rest of the movement. Now, I feel nothing through doing that, okay? All you'll get from that is a sore lower back and a back pump that will have you walking around the room like a chicken. So make sure you stay down, keep the chest outwards, and keep those erectors nice and steady, and just move the upper back, all right? Now, an alternative to this can be the seated, if you're a person that struggles with their lower back or struggles with lower back pain. And then we can place the feet together, make sure there's a large enough placement of the foot so you have a gap where you can bring the dumbbells just to incorporate a little bit more of a stretch, and opposed to bringing your feet super close backwards to the bench and then not having access to that extra range of motion. So feet forward, torso up, hinge, achieve that rounding sensation of the upper back at the bottom of the movement, and then continue the movement. Now, it's important to remember the rear delts are a very small muscle with a small amount of range of motion. So if your aim was to target the rear delts over the upper back, then I suggest reducing the range of motion, so reducing coming back a little bit too much. If your objective is to program more of the upper back, traps, rhomboids area of the posterior chain, then increasing the range of motion will be more beneficial for you. It's also important to remember hand positions can dictate if you contract a little bit more in your rear delts as possible. This is because pronating your hands, you can cue the movement through your elbows a little bit more, which causes the movement to become a little bit more rear delt dominant. So in opposed to having your arms in a neutral position, where sometimes you can follow that path and drive your elbows down slightly, which can affect more of the upper back. So make sure the elbows stay outwards, palms stay flat if you want to cue that movement towards rear delts a bit more. So that's the standing / seated dumbbell prone flies.